On the last episode of The Dumbest Episode Ever, I told you about the time the A-Team went looking for the Crystal Skull. And on this episode, we look at the dumbest episode of Magnum P.I. Like the A-Team, this is somewhat Indiana Jones related, as mostly it's a tongue-in-cheek episode to show us what Indiana Jones might have looked like if he was played by Tom Selleck. Or I guess in this case, if he was played by Thomas Magnum. We all know that Tom Selleck was the first choice to play Indiana Jones, but he couldn't get out of his deal with CBS to star in Raiders of the Lost Ark, so that part went to Harrison Ford, and the rest is history. During the final season of Magnum, we got a look at maybe how Indiana Jones would have looked if he was played by Tom Selleck, with the 10th episode, Legends of the Lost Art. That's art, not ark, art. The episode opens with Magnum P.I., in a cave on an adventure just like Indiana Jones, and he's working for Higgins. But of course, in Thomas Magnum style, he fails to do the simple task asked by Higgins.
What? It has to be. I nearly got killed.
For which I've already expressed regret and explained that I had no idea the task would prove to be so treacherous. Nevertheless, your misfortune of the cave does not alter the fact that this scroll, while doubtless the same age as the lost art of the ancients, is a phony.
The episode opens with Higgins revealing to Magnum that he's been asked to help recover a lost ancient scroll known as the Lost Art of Ancients. Higgins is worried it might fall into the wrong hands. At first, Magnum laughs the whole thing off, finding it silly and a waste of time. Higgins tries his best to explain to Magnum the importance of the scroll, as it reveals hidden knowledge and is already being hunted by men that would do terrible things if they discovered it and its knowledge. Taking matters into his own hands, Higgins decides to go looking for the scroll. He heads to the latest nightclub to get some information. However, Magnum has to keep an eye on Higgins, and soon he runs into an old flame.
Hi, Connie. Good to see you again. Could I have a beer or something? Long neck.
The two reconnect, but something about Connie just feels off. She seems far more interested in the scroll than reconnecting with an old flame, and she keeps pressing Magnum for more information about what he knows and where the scrolls might be. And then we meet our villain, Malcolm, who is also after the scroll, not for history, but for a profit. Realizing that the situation is becoming too dangerous to handle alone, Magnum calls in Rick and TC. Rick uses his underground connections to track down information, while TC uses his helicopter to help the team reach a remote part of the island. Soon Magnum and Higgins discover part of an ancient map, but an important piece is missing. Before they can make the further progress, Malcolm's goons ambush the group. Team adventures deep into the island's cave system, battling booby traps and navigating dangerous underground passages until they finally discover a hidden chamber containing the lost scroll. It's not a victory because, as you can guess, Malcolm shows up. Now it's up to Thomas Magnum and his former girlfriend, a romantic interest, to escape the cave before certain death. And as you can guess, Higgins is captured by the bad guys. But don't worry, Magnum's there to help.
Magnum. It won't do you any good anyway.
Kill him!
The goons of the bad guy, they attack Magnum, and it looks like it might be the end of Magnum. That's until TC shows up to save the day. In the chaos created by TC's helicopter, the bad guy grabs the skull, runs off, and shoots one of his goons. And then Connie comes face to face with the bad guy. But it seems Magnum has something up his sleeve, or in his hand, a whip. And as the bad guy runs off with the scroll, he falls into a deep hole. With the scroll now back in the cave, the gang head back to Robin's nest, where Thomas tries to get a little action from his former love interest. That until Higgins busts in with a plan. He knows how to retrieve the scroll.
I just realized how we can get back into the cave.
Cave?
To get the lost art.
Art?
Goodbye, Thomas.
Connie.
Here, put these on and come with me. I have a plan.
But what was the knowledge in these scrolls? It was so important. What could be in here? What could you sell? What could be weaponized? Well, We never get told what was in these scrolls. What was so dangerous? We don't know. I guess the only person that can answer that question is Higgy Baby. This is clearly a light-hearted episode. This one's not to be taken seriously at all, and although I am including this in the dumbest episode ever, it's really not that bad if you just go into it just to have fun. If you want to watch the episode of hey, what if Tom Selleck was Indiana Jones? Or like I said earlier, if Thomas Magnum was Indiana Jones. It's silly, but it's worth a watch if you're an Indiana Jones fan or a fan of Magnum P.I. Well, that's a look at another dumb episode of...
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.